Quarterfinals are all done with coverage presented by U.GG. I'm joined right now by Rekkles for Act 3 of the interview series.
3 out of 5.
Yeah, 3 out of 5? Okay,
Yeah,
there we
3 out
go.
of 5.
3 out of 5. We're going to talk a little bit about how the quarterfinals has been going. You guys just won. But before this, we were talking about how nervous we were for you because it was upsets all the way through until now.
Yeah, so when we saw, well, already yesterday when we saw G2 and IG go through, and then C9 this morning, we were just like, wow, this is like actually not set in stone yet. We were sure that we were just going to win, but at the same time, I could understand if people start getting worried. I got worried, and I'm usually one of the like more stable guys, so I could definitely see like if people were to flip out. But I think we held our composure pretty well. Even after we lost the first game, I think everyone was on board with like fixing the draft issues, fixing the in-game issues, and just going at it. So I'm very proud of my team. I think this kind of skill to like be able to snap change everything after game one when you lose is something that not many other teams have, and I think it's extremely valuable in a best of 5 setting. It's been used before when we won the summer finals. It's been used now when we won the quarterfinals, and I'm sure we're gonna have to use it again. So I'm just super happy for my team, and I hope that we can just bring this the whole way now.
What was the experience like playing against EDG? Because at the end of the C9 match, Jensen came in here and he was like, we kind of think EDG might win this because based off of scrims, they look really, really good. And so I got a little nervous based off of that too. So, I mean, it seemed like they were putting up a fight.
Yeah, so I was actually very surprised with how good they were. I thought, well, off of what I've heard at least, because we haven't scrimmed the Chinese teams that much. So what we heard was RNG are by far the best. Then there's IG that is in like a close second, and then there's a big gap between them and EDG. So we thought, if we can beat IG, we can beat EDG, right? But after playing today, I would not be ashamed to say that I think EDG is better than IG. Like, they were pretty fucking good today. They honestly played really clean macro. They had really good drafts, and the only thing I could really fault them for is like individual performance, and they don't even have bad players. So in that regard, I would say that we were just better individually. Like, I think that's why we won today. We were just better individually. It wasn't because we were outplaying them as a team, outdrafting them. It was legit just someone would pop off and carry the team fight, and they didn't really have that guy other than Scout in some moments. But I think Ibor, for example, was mostly invisible in this series. So it's kind of weird to win that way. I feel like we've gotten most of our wins pretty much ever since MSI off of good teamwork. So the fact that we got to win today off of individual performance is something that I kind of feel scared about, but at the same time, happy to see that we can do. Yeah. Because now I know if it really comes down to it, 45 minutes into a game and the clutch moments need to happen, then we have people that can step up and do it.
Now, we were just saying it's not been that long since I interviewed you. Yeah. What were the last couple of days like for you? Did you start to get, obviously we were just talking about whenever the upsets started hitting, but were you confident all the way through? What have you been doing for practice? How's that been going?
So I'm still in the mindset that we're going to win the whole thing. So I didn't really drop the ball or anything. But the first night, I'm pretty sure no one could sleep. I think everyone was way too excited. And then we had 2 or 3 days. I think we might have had 3 days of practice. And one of them was a media day as well, where all the teams needed to go here. So we didn't really get to change too much. I think we kind of tried to just stick with what we had worked for us in the group stages. But at the same time, the meta at Worlds changes by the day, You go into the group stages and you don't see much out of the ordinary top laners, and now you go into a quarterfinals and you see a Victor top with Kleptomancy. Yeah. And that is something that happened, for example, yesterday or the day before yesterday. So you really need to, always be open-minded, always be ready to bring new stuff in. But I think that's one of our strengths anyway, so I wasn't too scared of the adaptation. I was just ready to smash, and I think it should have been easier, but they put up a good fight, so I pay my respects to them for that.
Why do you think it is? Because I think for a long time people have felt like Eastern teams are way faster at adapting. Yeah. It feels like if this world is all about adaptation, somehow Western teams are coming out on top of that. Any ideas why we're seeing that?
Honestly, I feel like before the coaching staff of Eastern teams were just miles ahead of the Western team ones. But I know, for example, my own coaching staff is great. I know C9's coaching staff is great. I don't know too much about G2, but I'm pretty sure when they play their own strats and they, just completely ignore the meta, that they have something good going for them as well. So I would say the coaching staff is probably what I would put my money on to be the defining factor of why Western teams are doing better. And a reason as well why I'm a little bit scared of C9, because watching them today, watching them in the second round robin and scrimming them against them as well, they are not an easy team to beat. They might as well be the ones representing the West in the finals. So I obviously really want to win. I feel like, yeah, as I said before, like this is my chance. I'm gonna take it, but I'm pretty sure they feel the same way. So I need to be ready in a week's time to come in once again with new energy and just take over the games when the moment comes.
I think a lot of people would have said that they expect EDG to be the tougher challenge for you over C9, but it sounds like maybe in your mind C9 might present a real tough fight.
I would say EDG should be better than C9, but honestly, what do I know at this point? It's like a clusterfuck, the whole thing anyway. So I'm just ready for anything. I'm trying to be open-minded. Like if RNG loses to G2, then I guess we can lose to C9 as well. So I'm just trying to be open-minded and trying to be ready for whatever comes my way. But personally, I feel much more comfortable laning against Sneaky than iBoy and Jackalov, which is the previous games I've had to do. So it should be better, but honestly, like they play good as well. Like you can't fault them for anything. So I shouldn't take anything for granted. I didn't do it for this time around either. So I'm just gonna come in and bring this home.
What were your reactions yesterday watching those upsets go through and seeing G2, your EU LCS brethren, get through as well?
So I was very happy to see both KT and RNG lose because in my mind, we have already kind of figured out what we need to do against IG, and we've already kind of figured out what we need to do against G2. Meanwhile, RNG and KT would be new teams for us to play against, so we would have to kind of not necessarily experiment, but try our grounds on stage. And I just think it's better, like a better matchup for us in the finals, potential finals, to play against G2 or IG because they are teams we've already beaten. We know how they want to play the game. We know what we need to ban. We know how to, avoid their strengths. And I just think, it's a dream finals for us. If we make it to the finals, it's a dream finals. So I was very happy to see G2 beat RNG because that's like the only team I didn't really want to play anyways. And I don't care who we beat in the finals. I just care about lifting the trophy. So I'll take it.
You know G2 very well, and I have to ask you, looking at C9, I'm constantly feeling like this team is like somehow leveling up every time they get to another stage or another game. What do you see the same thing in G2? Because Perks seems like he's on a whole nother level.
So I think individual players are definitely like getting better and better in both teams, but in terms of styles of play, I don't think they have changed too much. I think C9 keeps going with we want to fight, we want to play aggressive, and we don't want to like let you farm up for late, which is something I think worked wonders today against Africa. That was like the best idea they could have possibly had, and something that they probably will use against us as well because we are like kind of notorious for farming a little bit for late. So I think both teams just like want to play their style, and I think maybe C9 style is easier to play against, but G2 style is worse, I would say. I think G2 style is like it's fine, but it shouldn't work. Like C9 style is actually good. I think it's meta to play aggressive and play fast and try to end the game as as fast as possible. But G2 style is like split pushing. That's so off meta, but they still make it work. So you can't really like take anything away from them. I feel like that's actually more impressive than, for example, our run because we're playing kind of standard games. So it's hard to like give us rewards for anything that we are doing out of the box. Meanwhile, G2 figure out their own style and play their own way, and I think that's just like that's crazy. That's fucking cool. So.
Now, in my interview with Perks, we had a pretty big conversation about just like the extreme mental and emotional tax that this world is taking on him. He's just basically like out of it. He's like talking to family back home so he can like keep it going, and basically like he even said basically that with going into the game, he's like, well, we win or we lose. If I lose, I get to go home, which he's like actually kind of because he's so out of it that he's looking forward to that. If he wins, like he gets to move on. It's like win-win in his mind. Like that's the brink that he's at. How are you holding up, and how do you think the rest of Fnatic is holding up? Because it sounds intense.
I would never want to go home. I think that's stupid. I would much rather just win the whole thing, and then after that maybe go somewhere and party. I don't know. I don't feel like I have this stress to go home. Obviously, I want to see my family. I want to see my friends, but like if it happens in a week or if it happens in 3 weeks is whatever in my book, but winning worlds or not winning worlds is not whatever in my book. So I'm here to win, and if Perks is not here to win, then I will smash him in the finals and he can go home if he wants, but I'm here to win at least. So I'm not going home anytime soon.
Is there anything that you want to say to any of the Western fans out there?
Go the West, maybe? Yeah. And hello Reddit again. And thanks to you, of course. And hope we get to do 2 more.
Yeah. Well, I have bad news for you. I'm going home tomorrow.
Wait, you are?
Yeah.
No, for real?
Yeah.
No, you're fucking.
No. I am. I'm leaving. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'll explain after the interview, and we'll probably cut
This
this
is the
part.
last time I get to do an interview at Worlds. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, well, then
You say, I feel so bad.
We need to make it longer then, because we need to talk about semis and finals fast then. Okay.
So you just won semifinals. What was that experience like?
I thought T9 was a lot better than expected, and Sneaky is actually the real deal, and he put up a good fight, but at this point, when Uzi's gone, I'm just the best now. So
Was it crazy for you, that base race that took place in Game 5? Like, what was the decision making? Can you explain what happened with Fnatic there?
So Broxa made the call to end, but we weren't sure if it was the right call. But Broxa is like a monster this tournament. You know, he's kind of scary, and like you don't really want to go against him. So we just trusted him, and he made it work. You know, so I'm very happy for that, and yeah, I'm much looking forward to the finals.
Okay, so finals just ended. We're getting a warning. We only have 1 minute left to finish this this finals interview. Finals just ended. I'm in shock right now. I can't even remember who it was that you played against just now. Could you please remind me?
IG, okay. Yeah.
So you played against IG. Just take me through that series really quickly.
Well, Jackie Love lost his mind when we played him in the group stages, so he didn't really stand much of a chance in the finals. I think for some reason he was just scared of me and had like the UC phobia that I had back at MSI. So I feel like he pretty much gave me the trophy for free, which is awesome.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Incredible. Well, congratulations to EU bringing it back home. Yeah. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things now that we're done with Worlds off-season right here on my YouTube channel. Wow. I'm wrapping up my Worlds trip here in Korea, and it's been such an amazing couple of weeks. Sure, the games have been rad, but what I've really seen from you all is just love and support for U.GG. The support for our sponsor has been incredible. People keep talking about it. I'm on the boardwalk here in Busan, and the thing that I go around, I talk to people, I meet them, I shake their hand, and they just keep talking about how much they love U.GG. It's like I didn't even know these people played League of Legends. I'll be like, this doesn't seem like the League of Legends demographic right here. That family over there, yeah, that one walking into the shot right now, they're the biggest U.GG fans in Korea. You know why? Because they've learned that if you use it, you'll never lose Champion Select again. You go in there, you type in a champion, you learn the counters for it, what it counters. You can see how the pros are building it. There's all sorts of great information, and it's really cool to see parents raising their children with the right tools and assets to help them succeed in life. So either way, thank you so much to U.GG. Their link is in the description, and thank you for watching this interview.